Nos anos 1990, o ator americano David Yost deu vida à contraparte ocidental do Zyuranger, do seriado japonês Zyuranger. Muito mais que isso, ele foi o primeiro Power Ranger azul na equipe que deu início a uma franquia de sucesso mundial. Ele esteve no Brasil em dezembro de 2019 para participar da Comic Con Experience, onde concedeu uma entrevista exclusiva ao JBox que você confere agora. O que você fazia antes de ser chamado para o teste de Power Rangers? Como surgiu essa chance?
Well, before I became a Power Ranger, I moved to Los Angeles, like so many people, to become an actor in the entertainment industry. And I started off working in a hotel as a room service waiter, but I worked what we call the graveyard shift. So I would work from 11 o'clock at night to 8 in the morning. So that's what I was doing. I would work overnight. And then if I had auditions for TV shows or films, I would go out during the day and audition for things, and then go home and try to sleep.
Diferente dos Estados Unidos, aqui no Brasil nós já havíamos assistido outras séries Super Sentai antes de Power Rangers. Você chegou a assistir a versão original japonesa? Incorporou algo disso?
I never knew anything about the Zyuranger episodes, the Japanese episodes. I mean, they would tell us as we got cast in the show, and then we started filming the original pilot. They would tell us, we're getting footage from Japan and we're cutting it into your show. But I never watched any of it until well after we filmed the first season. And then we were at a party and we watched a couple episodes at the producer's house, and I was surprised to see how different it was than the American version. So we never really incorporated any of what they were doing into our shows, and I never took anything from the Blue Ranger character there and put it into my character.
Billy evoluiu ao longo das temporadas. Ele se destacou também em Alien Rangers e em Power Rangers Zell, onde foi praticamente o mentor conselheiro da equipe. Como você enxerga essa mudança do personagem na trama?
For me, it's a huge gift as an actor to get to play a character that did grow so much over the course of the time that I was on the TV show. Billy started off very nerdy and very unsure of himself, didn't have a lot of confidence, really couldn't fight unless he became the Blue Power Ranger, It was really cool as an actor to get to play a character that you really saw grow, and he developed confidence. He took martial arts classes, like Jason, the Red Ranger, taught Billy martial arts, and Billy got his first belt, and that was a huge deal for him. So I think it was just really interesting to get to play such a character that was so nerdy, but had friends and kind of got along with people. He was still picked on by the school bullies, but as time got on, he developed more confidence and sort of knew how to deal with bullies, and he got contacts instead of wearing glasses all the time, so that was that was interesting, although a lot of people get mad at me or the character because they like that Billy had glasses because they wear glasses, so it was sad to them when Billy got contacts, but it was just awesome. And then yes, when we moved into Alien Rangers, Billy really took on the role of being the leader and trying to figure out how do I get my friends back to the normal age. And moving into Zeo, we really got to see Billy sort of step up to a different level, starting to become like a Zordon type character, sort of figuring out all the stuff in the command center and sort of being in charge of how the crystals work and figuring out all that kind of energy. So really an awesome thing as an actor to get to play.
Você saiu da franquia pouco antes do fim de Zell. Qual sua relação com a antiga Saban?
Not really. I didn't leave on the best of terms. When I did leave, I hadn't seen or really had any contact with Haim Saban until the 2017 movie, when the original cast came back together at the premiere. That was the first time that I had seen him, and he was very nice to me, and we took pictures together, and so it was great, but I haven't talked to him since, so I don't really have a relationship with him.
Saindo de Power Rangers, você chegou a trabalhar na Pioneer no licenciamento de animes para a TV. Como era esse trabalho? Se recorda de títulos marcantes que trabalhou nessa época?
One of the jobs that I did do after I left Power Rangers was I sold Japanese anime on a worldwide level for the most part. I controlled the North America, Central America, and South American territories, and also part of the European and Australia. So I would sell those shows to American TV stations so that they could start airing Japanese anime in the United States, and then I would license the DVD rights on a worldwide level. And in terms of, do I remember any of the titles that I had? I mean, like one of my favorites, it's called Trigun, and I got it on Cartoon Network in the United States, and it was a big deal for everybody in the anime community that Trigun made it to Cartoon Network, and I was honored to do that. But some of my other titles were Van Helsing and Chobits, Hot for Teacher. So many crazy titles that I had, but in the United States I closed deals with MTV. I put Japanese anime on MTV. I put Japanese anime on Showtime. So I really enjoyed the job. I did it for about 3 years.
Você teve algum super-herói favorito na infância? Algo desse super-herói influenciou no Ranger Azul?
I would say, when I was a child, two of the heroes that I looked up to, and you guys may or may not know, one was Flash Gordon, who was played by Sam Jones. I loved that movie, and I watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it. So I always wanted to be like a Flash Gordon. And also we had a television series in the United States called Buck Rogers, and Buck Rogers was played by Gil Gerard, and he was one of my huge heroes as a kid. And getting to do Comic-Cons, it's like so cool because I've met both of them and done shows with both of them, and it's truly an honor. And actually there is a Flash Gordon documentary, and I got to be in the Flash Gordon documentary talking about how much I love Sam Jones. So those are sort of some of my heroes, and I grew up in the era of Star Wars, and so I was a huge Darth Vader fan. I don't know if I want to say Darth Vader was a hero because he's a dark character, but I really liked Darth Vader.
Você pôde perceber em algum momento o quanto as características do seu personagem representaram para uma geração de crianças que puderam se inspirar no Billy para superar seus medos?
I mean, I do hear a lot that a lot of people could relate to the character of Billy, or they really appreciated the character of Billy because Billy did help them overcome their fears. So obviously that's extremely humbling for me, and it's a great honor. Billy himself had a lot of things that he had to overcome. He was afraid of fish. I don't know why. That was one of his big fears, but he overcame that fear. And again, it was really great to see Billy's confidence develop, and I know a lot of people watching Billy develop confidence reassured them that they could be confident and go out in the world and do what they want to do.
Power Rangers agora tem um universo expandido nos quadrinhos pela editora Boom Studios. Você chegou a ver algo? Qual a sensação de ser representado em uma história em quadrinhos?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I love what Boom Studios is doing in terms of Power Ranger comics. They have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then they also have Go-Go Power Rangers, and they're originally based on all of the original cast, and so that's truly humbling and an honor, and really speaks volumes to the original cast, because I think our season really had an amazing chemistry together. It's really awesome that all these years later they're basing comic books off of that, and I think Boom Studios has done a great job of doing that. I mean, they're starting to get into where they're trying to introduce every character possible, which I think becomes overwhelming to a reader. But in general, I love the comic books, and it's been a huge success, so I'm very happy about it.
Você se vê voltando a interpretar o Billy em uma participação especial futuramente?
There's certainly always a chance. I've been asked at least 3, if not 4 times to come back to the TV show, and I give them the same answer every time. I'm a union actor in the United States. I'm part of the Screen Actors Guild, and I can only work union jobs, and I think that that's extremely important. When you give your word to something, when you give your word to your union, it means like you stand by it. And so for me, it's really important to only work union jobs because they protect me, they give me health insurance, they pay me fair wages, they make sure that I work only a certain amount of hours, that I'm fed when I need to be fed, and that there's all the proper security and everything on set. Those are things that the union makes sure that you're protected from. And unfortunately, they still film Power Rangers on a non-union level, and so a lot of those things aren't put into play, and it just doesn't make sense for me to go back and film right now. But I would love the opportunity to film Power Rangers again, if they would fill out a Screen Actors Guild contract, I would be there in a heartbeat. But as I keep saying to Hasbro, I think it would be smart if they did a limited series on Netflix based on the original characters, like 7 episodes that sort of kind of go and tell the story of where our characters are now in the world and like what they're doing and how their lives intersect. And it obviously would pay homage and a tribute to Thuy Trang, who played the Yellow Ranger. So hopefully Hasbro will listen and get it done. And we could film that series under the union guidelines.
Eu quero saber os preceitos marciais que desenvolvemos. Billy?
Coragem, suavidade, integridade, boa forma, lealdade e disciplina.
Muito bem, você decorou rapidamente.
Hola JBox, viewers and fans of Power Rangers, obrigado. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you are fans of Power Rangers and that you've supported the franchise for all these years and that you keep us alive, as we say. So thank you, and I hope, if I haven't gotten to meet you in real life, that someday at a Comic-Con, either in Brazil or somewhere around the world, that I get to meet you and that I get to shake your hand and say thank you, just so that you know how much I truly, truly love you. So thank you so much, JBox.
The ability to morph